knowledge would make your life perfect. Hello everyone, I'm Jaswin Reads and welcome to my channel Jaswin Reads, where we pick one book at a time and learn all the lessons that we can. Today's book, How You Do Anything is How You Do Everything by Cheri Huber. This is not your typical book. It doesn't have any plot, no story, no fiction, there are no characters. This book has some powerful prompts, some mirror-like questions, and some self-reflection which are bound to send the reader into a world full of introspection. Cheri begins the book with these beautiful self-reflection exercises, and I have done one of them. Draw your life. For me, life is heart. And you can see I have divided the heart into different compartments. My one heart has different compartments for different people. A lot of different people live in my heart. That's my life for me. She also talks about some beautiful exercises of drawing yourself at work, drawing yourself at home, drawing yourself at play. Now, what do these drawing exercises bring out from us? It talks about what do I envision about these aspects of my life. When I think about life, how does life look like to me? When I think of myself at work, how do I picture myself at work? When I look at myself at home, how do I picture myself at home? Or what is something which is important for me when I'm at home? When I was doing these exercises, when I was thinking about drawing my life, I didn't understand how do I draw my life. When I started to put some thoughts into it, for me, it mattered that I have this one heart. The moment this heart stops beating, life is over for me. Isn't it true? It's that particular line, the up and down line, which we have in the ECG, which tells us that we are alive. The moment there's a flat line, it means that we are gone. So for me, life is about the heart. Till the time the heart is beating, the life is there. Who are you right now? Not your name, not your profession, not your family, but your inner being. And let me talk about some follow-up questions which Cheri asks in this book. How do you feel? And how old do you feel? And let me talk about myself here. 45, I feel 25 in my heart. What do you think about life? The moment I think about my life, I know that more than half of life has passed and I just have another 20 or 30% left. That's what I think. And what is it that you think about life? Next question I'll tell you what she asks. How would you change your life? If I have to change my life, and I'm doing it right now by doing these videos so that I can impart whatever I'm learning and I can share with all of you. So what is it that you are doing to change your life? How would you change others? Very powerful question. And I remember when I had written the answer to this question, I said, I will change myself. I cannot change the world. The moment I change myself, then is the beginning of how I would change others. What do you want in life? And another follow-up on that is, what do you need? Now there's a difference between the wants and the needs. Needs are the needs, without which I'm not who I am. Wants are my desires, something that can wait, something that's aspirational. Needs are which are very important to me and I cannot imagine my life without them. So, once again I'll ask you, who are you right now? Zenab, what are the 3 things that you actually appreciate the most about yourself?
I appreciate like I'm independent, and I'm introvert. And of course, I really appreciate like I'm physically fit.
So introvert, independence, and physical fitness. And when you actually think about yourself on these three aspects that you really appreciate about yourself, how do you feel, sir?
I really enjoy and I really appreciate my life.
Why? Were there moments in your life when you did not appreciate things about yourself and you were very negative?
To be honest, yes.
Right, okay. And from that negativity about yourself to getting into the positive aspects and appreciating things about yourself, how was the journey?
It was really difficult.
was-
Really.
It was difficult. How did you actually come to being from negative to positive? What changes did you make?
So I really need to think about that. Right now, nothing is there in my mind.
Right, and very nicely said that you need to think. Thinking is so important. And let me tell you, my dear readers and my dear viewers, when we start writing these kind of questions and when we have the guts to ask these difficult questions, is when we get to know the answers about ourselves. How have you changed in the last year? What kind of changes did you bring to your life? Did you know that you have to change? Or did somebody actually help you to understand about yourself? Many times we are not open to the ideas of the world telling us what we need to change. Many times we are not open to the discussions with other people telling us how we need to change and what we need to change. That itself is a complete journey altogether of actually sitting and taking the feedback from people and understanding that what is it that they think that we need to change. Now that's a different perspective altogether. But have you actually sat down with yourself and written down this question? What is exactly have you done in the past year that has actually changed you for good, that has actually changed you for the positive impact? And if I have to ask you this in a very different way for the current year, we are right now in the mid of June 2025. Half the year has passed. We have another half year left. How have you changed in these last 6 months for good? What positive changes have you brought in yourself, personally, professionally, and in your relationships, in your family, along with friends, that you would have made a positive difference? How have you actually grown into a different mindset? If you had a fixed mindset, have you actually taken yourself from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset? What is that one thing that you wanted to change about yourself in the last so many years, but you actually did it maybe in the last 6 months or in the last year? Very powerful questions to ask yourself. And let me be very honest with you here. The answers to these questions will not come in just one sitting. The answers to these questions will only come when we start asking these questions over and over again to ourselves and sit with ourselves. Only then do we know what exactly have we changed in ourselves. Once we achieve this, then comes the next thing of sitting with others and then asking them, hey, what do you think I need to change in myself? And that's feedback from other people. Feedback for self, an introspection with self, a talk with self is all that we want at the moment. Once we get that, then I can go ahead and rule the world, because now I know what am I doing, because I'm becoming aware of myself. I'm becoming conscious of myself. Another very important exercise in this book is about create an ad list. Now you will wonder what this ad list is all about. So what you need to do is create a list and write add and what you're going to add there. And let me read, because the words are very important, what Cheri says. Mention every good thing you can think of about yourself. All that you do, love, enjoy, give, offer, contribute, all the good deeds of your life that you do, present and past, work and at home, whatever you do. Create that add list. Keep adding whatever you're doing and then hang it up at somewhere where you can see it every day. And keep adding any new thing that you're doing which is good for the world, for yourself, for the family, for work, for people. How you do anything is how you do everything is not a loud book. It's a quiet book. It's a book which actually asks you to reflect, pause, think, write, go back again to what you thought and wrote. Go back again to what you thought and wrote. It is a book which will help you to understand yourself. Self-awareness is the biggest knowledge that we can ever have. It doesn't matter if I know the whole world. I need to know myself. That's the question I ask you. Do you know yourself? Thank you so much for watching this episode. I'm sure it actually resonated somewhere deep within your heart. And if it did, do share your comments. Please like, subscribe, and share with your loved ones whom you actually would want to see in the growth journey.